Sekiro's level design has taken From Software's wonderful ability to create worlds to a new level, with the simple addition of swimming and the grappling hook, which is shown brilliantly in the compact yet expansive level of the Fountainhead Palace. Places crawling with hidden items and secrets, and they're easy to miss. Here's what you might have missed.
Whoa. Secrets? Like, shh, don't tell anyone? Like, come on, it's pretty, like, you just walk around the area, and then you pick up the glowy things. I know how to play Sekiro.
Okay, Josh, well, how did you enjoy the bull?
It's a bit weird you'd ask about the blazing bull, but I mean,
yeah, there's an undead bull in the palace.
Oh.
Did you ever give Sabimaru a swing against the Okami Warriors? It's pretty insane.
Sabi, what? Oh, is that the name of the guy in the pot that sells you stuff?
No, it's a dagger. You find it, it's fine. Did you at least feed the carp?
You can feed the carp?
Can I please just do the video now, please?
Yes! Okay, fine! But I want to watch.
Here's what you might have missed in the Fountainhead Palace. Let's start at the very beginning of the palace, the entrance and its lovely guard. The Corrupted Monk could be a very scary boss fight if you struggle with deflection timing or like to accidentally throw yourself off the bridge. Our first secret is actually a funny one, really. You can start the fight by grappling to the branches and then simply aerial death blow to take away 1 bar of life from the boss before it even begins. Now, of course, that's going to help, right? But did you know that when she begins channeling her illusion technique, she is still standing there in the middle of the bridge, and you bet you can do the same aerial death blow once again. So I don't know, I think that's kind of nuts. And suddenly, instead of fighting an intense, endurance battle of 3 health bars, you only need to win over just 1. So if you're struggling, there's no shame in doing it the shinobi way, eh? Our second potential miss is all about the Okami Warriors and the powerful Sabimaru tool. As the description explains, it was wielded in the wars of old. The blade's blue rust was used to drive off inhuman Okami warrior women. Even now, it is likely to be effective against their descendants. And as you can plainly see when I use it, the Okami warriors, the inhuman fighters, are very weak to this poison effect. Quite literally tells you, and yet you find the Sabimaru towards the start of the game, right? And this is the very end section. So yeah, I wouldn't really blame you if you forgot and didn't use it, but I would blame you if you didn't read item descriptions, you noob. The effect is not just a useful damage over time. As you can see, it affects them so strongly that it stuns them, making them vomit and entirely vulnerable to chained attacks, killing these poor warriors in record time. If you find yourself surrounded by these dangerous warriors, well, perhaps Sabimaru will be your savior. And number 3, I'd like to show you how to find the creepy pot noble at the edge of the waterfall. Naturally, when you progress through the area, you'll encounter the giant carp smashing that bridge towards the second half of the level, and when you do so, you're gonna see that pot noble just past this. He's really obvious where he is, it's hard to miss him, right? However, actually getting to this sneaky fellow might be harder than it first looks. And to get there, you're going to need to go through this overlooked cave entrance just next to the doorway leading up to the sanctuary. And when you know it's there, it's quite easy. You just grapple up to the rooftop. From there, you'll be able to see the otherwise hidden grapple to the cave and pass through straight down to the noble himself. And he's not one you want to miss, since he sells lapis lazuli, the rare resource required to unlock the final upgrades for the shinobi prosthetics. Our secret number 4 is bleeding in from number 3, as this very pot noble asks you if you'll secretly feed the giant carp, the master of the lake, this extra rare and apparently truly precious bait. It's hairy, it's green, and let's be honest, I wouldn't really want to eat the regular precious bait either. I personally am not much of a slug eater. But how can you feed such a massive carp when what it's trying to do is eat you instead? Well, as the description does tell you on the items, you need to ring the bell, and the location of the bell is also, well, quite visible in the area. It's right down there by the large blue boy. But just like the pot noble, it's actually harder to find the way there than you might first think. So head up through the doorway leading up towards the sanctuary, but just as you're leaving, turn around and grapple up to the rooftop. And from here, you'll find another otherwise hidden grapple tree taking you smoothly over to the bell section. It's pretty simple at this point. Ring the bell, feed the carp, but be careful, for each time you feed the carp, you'll get a free carp scale, which you might want to be getting so you can buy those lapis lazuli. Should you feed the carp the truly precious bait though, well, you won't be feeding him again anytime soon. That's right, this also crosses over into another secret. Number 5 is the location of the Master of the Lake. You'll find the body of the carp at the very end of where the Fountainhead waters run. The same place you just so happen to face a friendly gorilla in a boss fight and also find the white flower. This also explains where this building part comes from. It's actually from the Fountainhead Palace. It came down here just like the carp did. How cool is that? Grab yourself a whisker from the dead carp and show it to the poor blue boy wondering where his master went. And if you were truly searching this area before all of this, well, you would have found the two old ladies who are both begging you to help them free their father, who is enslaved to feed the master of the lake. And at first, you might think this poor guy, this big blue boy, is upset to find out his master is dead. I mean, I wouldn't blame you. Listen to that. Jesus. But in reality, the poor blue boy has been stuck feeding this giant carp for, well, a hideously long time. He's immortal, so's the carp, and look how big he's got compared to everyone else. Finally free, he passes away with his daughter in his arms. And as sad as that is, at least he does give you, like, a bunch of carp scales, which is pretty sweet, so go buy some lapis. Wait, where'd the pot guy go? Not to worry, he's just down below in the water. Not to mention, he does actually give you another lapis from the pot, which is great. Congratulations, pot guy, by the way. You're the new carp of the lake, and he'll still sell you all his wares, though I really don't want to think about where he's keeping those at this point. Phew, now those were some weird secrets. Let's talk about some simpler ones. At number 6, we have an Undead Bull. He's simply stationed down the alleyway on the left side of the palace, which is, fair enough, quite easy to miss, but very important. Killing this bull provides you with both a prayer bead and the skill of Beast Karma, which increases the amount of spirit emblems you can hold at once. To make this fight easier for yourself, you can actually just sneak up onto the roof beforehand, clear out the Okami warriors on duty, and then start the fight with an aerial death blow. So the bull begins the fight at half health. Let me tell you, that made the fight a lot easier for me, so maybe try it. Already we're at number 7, the stealing of your youth. The palace royals up here just so happen to love stealing your youth. And as the old lady, one of the two daughters of the blue boy, tells you, youth is what they're after. This effect will enfeeble you, not only turning you old, but it drops your health to under 10% and blocks out your revive ability. So if you don't dispatch these creeps quick enough, you'll be seeing one old looking Sekiro or being destroyed by what was otherwise a weak enemy. I mean, I really like this animation, you know, where Sekiro's using his katana like a walking stick. There's something great about it. You probably know, though, that you can run away and eventually the effect will run out. However, have you actually tried landing a death blow while you're enfeebled? You'll be treated to a unique death blow animation where Sekiro's really hungry for youth, like a vampire. Number 8 brings us to some apparition hunting. Under the high walkways of the palace is actually a Shichimen Warrior. Sorry if I mispronounced that. We'll call him Purple Shaman Guy. If you choose to approach him, you do want to know that you'll face one of the hardest yet. Teleporting very long distance to shoot his massive terror laser at you, you'll need to be ready to defend yourself at that long range. I recommend the Phoenix Lilac Shield, which you can pull out at any time to protect yourself from all terror attacks, but also the following upgrade of the Content Whistle, doing range damage and also stunning apparition types. If you want to use either one of these, it's a great way to close the large gap and get back on the warrior. And when you do defeat him, he's going to reward you handsomely with the all-important Lapis Lazuli. Number 9 keeps us up with the apparition hunting theme. Personally, I thought there's no way you would miss this one, but Josh himself did, so it does make my list. At the bottom of the lake of the Fountainhead Palace is the final and 5th headless enemy, and thankfully it's an easier fight than your regular ones because you're underwater, you don't have a time limit with confetti because the health is so much lower than a regular headless. However, there's actually 2 of them fighting you at once. That's evil, From Software, that's evil. So just keep your distance from both and focus down the real headless, not the spirit. One dash attack closes insane distance, and you can dash right out away from the headless before anything else can happen in reaction. So just go in and out until it falls, and the spirit headless will fall with it, no problem. Finally, at number 10, it's the hidden water of the palace item. On the far left, quite near the bull, just before the 3rd shrine in the palace, you're going to find a break in the floorboards here. So if you dive in there and swim through to the secret chamber on the other side, you're going to find 3 carp scales and the chest which has the water of the palace. When a wedding procession arrives at the Fountainhead Palace, this is the drink that they're greeted with. And if you bring this wonderful cup to the alcoholic priest of Mibu Village, located just before the Cryptid Monk boss fight, he will heartily accept. Only problem is that after he drinks it, he kind of turns into one of them palace royals and tries to kill you just a little bit. Not very well. I mean, look at him. Pathetic, really. Can't even use the flute. This is the truth, though, of the palace. The male nobles are, in fact, the betrothed sacrifices, formerly regular men turned into this mystical monster for the Okami warriors as servants. But hey, At least to get a cool flute, right? This is what happened to Big Blue Boy. Sadly though, it does seem these palace nobles, in their desperation to consume all youth, will still turn on the Okami, depending on their vulnerability and of course, how young are they? It's kind of creepy to watch, and that's the same animation that Sekiro uses when he's trying to get his youth back. There you have it, my 10 secrets of the Fountainhead Palace, and some of them slightly creepy, but hey, there's 4 lapis in it for you. I hope you enjoyed the video and be sure to hit like if you found it useful. Do let me know in the comments if there's a secret you found that maybe I missed in this list, but I've been Hollow, you've been you, and I'll see you next time.